to the Watts family murders in the early hours of August 13th, 2018 in Frederick, Colorado. Christopher Lee Watts, born May 16, 1985, murdered his pregnant wife, Shanann, and his two daughters, Bella and Celeste, and also because Shanann was pregnant, unalived their son, Nico, which they were going to name him Nico. Not a whole lot of update on this case. I did go in to look at the house because the house had sold. Remember, it had sold, and then the new family, the Miller family, had gotten into that whole domestic issue. And so the Millers sold the house, and the house was bought at a huge discount. We did go over it. Somebody mentioned xoxo, and I wanted to take a look at, I was going to take a look at his video, but his video was doing what I did. I read the article. So I decided to, instead of doing that, I've always been really interested in the mysterious woman spotted twice in one night missing video. I've always wondered, like, remember in September, supposedly it was supposed to be Nichol Kessinger, the mistress, that, you know, there's this dark shadow and it went along the Watts' house and then disappeared in the house. And then later that night, lights were left on or something like that. And I always wondered, like, well, and it was supposed to be called in because the neighbors saw this mysterious shadow. And I'm like, why haven't we seen the shadow? So I thought we'd take a look at this video. I've not watched it yet. It could be nothing. It could be something amazing. Let's take a look at it.
September lady is what they call it. The day where a woman, or I should say a woman, was seen.
Which dogs? Sarah Boone's dogs or the Watts dogs?
A few times by some individuals. I don't know why we can't know who they are, but this woman didn't just come once at the place, or the Saratoga house, and what it's called is the Watts house. This lady was there twice, once during the afternoon and then during the nighttime. Sandy had gotten a message on her phone that said the back door was...
Speaking of Sandy, have you guys seen that Sandy has been posting a ton of new food videos, and I think she has a cookbook coming out? Super excited for all of this. Super excited. Want to do a true crime cooking show anyway. So I will be for sure getting that video or that book and trying some recipes.
Open. And then the other time, it was the front door that was open. Who is this woman? Why did she come there twice? And what was she looking for, or what was she doing? We're going to look at both of these right here, right now. So before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon. Down at the bottom right, hit that bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification. That's Wilkie myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and... The back door was apparently messed with. The second time, there was a woman seen going into the location. Could this be Nichol? Some people were thinking it was the ghost of Shanann. I don't know about that one.
I don't think it's the ghost of Shanann. I think it's Nichol. I had heard she was trying to retrieve her bag because her bag had been left there one of the times that she had been, you know, whisked into the garage.
But let's continue and listen further, because the lights were turned on by themselves. Nobody was home. Chris was in prison. The Ruseks were back in North Carolina. So who was messing with the lights?
Windows locked when we exited. Nothing further. Officer K, lines 989, Frederick Police Department. On September 21, 2018 at about 18:05 hours, a Sergeant Manley was advised by Weld County Dispatch of a suspicious incident at 2825 Saratoga Trail within town limits of Frederick, Colorado. I was advised that the RP, Sandy, stated that she got a text message from an unknown number, and the text stated that the back door to 2825 Trail was open. Sandy said that there should not be anyone in or near the house at this time. I arrived at the house with Officer Lines. We walked up to the front of the house and tried to open the front door. The door was secure. I looked through the windows on both sides of the door and did not see anything out of place or any sign that someone had made entry into the house.
What about the Vivint system?
Officer Lines and I walked around the front of the house to access the gate to the backyard. I tried to pick up on both garage doors to ensure they were still secure. As we walked around the house, I was looking at all windows and screens. I did not see anything out of place or that would indicate that someone gained access to the house from the windows. We walked around the back of the house. I noticed that on the back door that the screen door was slid open. I walked up the steps and observed that the door was closed and that there was a security bar in place preventing anyone from entering through the door. The curtains were in place and did not seem disrupted.
But did somebody go in there and put that security door down, or was it already there?
After looking to see that all windows and doors appeared secure in the back of the house, we
That's
walked
what
back.
I've always wondered about the back security, those sliding doors. How do you lock this? I mean, I have heard that somebody probably that they locked the back door and then went out the window that had the Mickey Mouse thing on it in the basement. I've heard that too.
Back up front. As I was walking by the garage, I noticed that the garage lights were on. I did not recall that the lights were on when I walked up the first time. The house appeared secure at this time and I did not see any indication that someone had been in or around the house. Officer Lines and I cleared without incident. At about 1951 hours, I was contacted by dispatch again. I was told a Frank Rusek called in stating that he spoke to the neighbor Nate. According to Frank, Nate stated that the garage lights were still on and they had not been on in the days past. I responded back to the address and spoke with Nate. He was able to show me video from his Xfinity home security system on his phone. He showed me that a female walked up to the house at about 0900 hours.
Why can't we see the footage?
And was seen
Why? I want to see the footage. Nate, do us a solid and show us the footage.
Walking up to the front door. There is no video of the female leaving the area, and shortly after there is a black SUV that is seen passing the house slowly. Nate was.
What I heard was that it was Nichol Kessinger and one of her friends. The friend let her out. She slinked up into the house. She had left a duffel bag full of her stuff, and I don't know, had gotten it out and then left. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Was able to show me 3 different videos showing the black SUV going slow by the house shortly after the female was seen walking to the front door. I did not see anyone leave the vehicle and approach the house and did not see anyone come from the house and get into the vehicle. I was able to use a ladder that Nate provided and looked into the top windows of the garage. I did not see anything that indicated anyone was in the garage and it did not appear that anyone went through anything in there. Nate explained that he had spoken with other neighbors in the area and they also had not seen any lights on in the garage in the last few days. While I was looking in the windows, I pushed on the garage sounding an alarm. I spoke to Frankie by phone. He told me that he did not think the lights should have been on either. I told him about the alarm and he
Somebody turned on the lights.
Stated that he did not think the alarm was set when he left the residence a few weeks prior. He asked if we would clear the house and make sure that no one was in the house.
What if Chris gave Nicole the PIN code for the front door?
Oh, for sure he gave her the PIN code for the front door. For sure.
They provided me with a door code for the front door. I explained that I would get a few more officers at the house and we would make sure there was no one there.
I mean, Leave Jim Alone probably had the code to the front door.
She went in, but never
Officer
left.
Lines, Officer Perez, Frederick Police Department, Dacono Officer Cooksey, and Dacono Officer Fratelli arrived on scene. With the image of the party walking up to the door and not seeing anyone leaving the house and the lights on in the garage, I wanted to make sure we cleared the house as safely as possible. All 5 of us walked up to the front door. I put in the door code and unlocked the front door. I opened the door and made several announcements. Frederick Police. Anyone in the house? Frederick Police. If you're in the house, make yourself known. I did not hear or see anything in the house. I made those announcements several times while we worked through the house, clearing room by room. We did not locate anyone in the house and did not observe anything out of place or something that was obviously missing. We checked all cabinets and closets along with rooms.
Did you check the attic?
As we left the house, the garage lights were turned off and all of the lights we turned on while searching the house were turned off as we left the residence. I was able to secure the front door to the house and check to make sure the door was locked. I spoke with Nate again and advised him that there was no one in the house and that if he...
So why can't we see that footage of that woman coming up from the black SUV?
Because they love to do this kind of BS to us, don't they, Zoki? They just leave us hanging.
Into the house.
would be able to look at his cameras again and see if he could see when the female left the area and if there was a vehicle associated. As on the 22nd of September 2018, I had not heard from Nate. I was wearing a
Hi, Lexi.
body camera during this time. The audio and video recording have been added to this report. End of report. Sergeant B. Manley number 974, Frederick Police Department.
This is at 9:20. This says 9:22, not 9:21. So this was the day after?
If it was 9:22, it would be the day after.
The drapes appear closed on the back side.
It happened that night and then the day after.
If I make it wear.
The lights are back on the day after. I feel like I'm talking to him, but I'm not talking to him.
Oh, I wish that tree was not in the way.
Else when they're doing reaction videos or you're watching something, like you think you're literally having the conversation with them, like Diane Downs. It's Downs. It's Downs. It's Downs.
I'm looking to see anything wrong, if there is. Which I highly doubt there's anything different, but
No, it actually isn't Diane Downs. Didn't know how to spell Chillicothe. You just saw my huge error there. But yeah, Diane Downs is actually in California. So I don't know who the Diane was that was in Gypsy Rose's jail with her. That was prison that was popular.
okay, there's latched.
I remember this video and seeing it was latched.
Security bars in place too.
But that's open. So somebody could have messed with it.
Did we just watch him? I was busy, but see how we watched him go down this center right here, this gravel rock center. I had heard that not this.
I'm looking to see anything
right
wrong.
Here, but this window right here, I've heard that that's how they came out. They came out here and then went into the back.
There is.
I don't know if it's true.
Which I highly doubt there's anything different, but
there they came up through in here and then went all over the front back here, and then the vehicle was waiting back here. I've heard that. So what do you guys think? Are you interested in me covering this a little bit more about? I am very interested about the house. I've said it before. The house fascinates me, and I bet the Richecks are so happy to have that house out from underneath them.
So they had checked it twice for two different incidences the same day.
Broke Police Department. Anybody in the house?
Who do you think this woman is that was coming into the house? Do you think it was Nichol Kessinger looking for something and couldn't seem to find it, so it kept coming back, or the police kept getting called, so she had to leave? What do you guys think? Or do you think she was even maybe in the house during one of these searches? That's scary.
Police Department. Anybody in the house? Make yourself known.
I know a lot of us have seen this already before, but we're going to watch it anyways for those.
Police Department. Anybody in the house?
For those that may have not seen it.
This is the one that I think most of us have seen.
What's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, we've all wasted 15 minutes.
I used to fall asleep to this stuff.
Somebody says that they saw a kid up here, but I don't
people
necessarily think that.
Done the paranormal, they say they see a child up.
For those that they saw a kid up here.
Right up in here, but it's the play of shadows on the rungs of the staircase.
But I don't necessarily think that. There is something weird in that chair. sitting at that table.
Roll steady, guys.
Okay. Coming up.
I want to see. So blind is closed. Blind is closed.
Pushing up, keep rope.
Nothing.
Coach, I'm coming into your hallway. Copy.
Because I mean, she probably even would have known places to hide in this house. She could have like crawled up in the laundry crawl space and just been hanging out up there.
You still got that bathroom? Yep.
Waited for them to leave and then left.
Open that connecting door.
All right.
Connecting door.
Trying to see
Closet,
anything.
come get it.
Move your arm, dude. Here's the limit system.
Okay. Did you guys get this closet? Ready?
That's the basement, I think.
So they just go through and they search the whole house and they don't find anything. So the woman in black repeatedly came to the Watts house. Who do you think it was? Why do you think the woman in black was coming to the Watts house in September? If anyone has any inside information, let me know.
As the wind comes to play, I shall hang from the trees by the feet of a crow, and I will blow a kiss to